Carol Jones. I'm here today with Mark Walker, owner of Oooh Wee It Is Restaurant. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you all having me.
Thanks for being here. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have been in the retail business for about 7.5 years. I started out with the brand Oooh Wee Sweet Tea. That just went viral. Started out in the south side of Chicago in the Chatham area where we were selling tea in the corner of Harold's Chicken at 87th and Dan Ryan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Percy Billings, Harold's number 55. And so I started that out in December of 2014 with a little tea stand sitting on some vintage suitcases. Started out with one flavor, lemon honey sweet tea. And I thought I was doing the thing over there. And then it just blossomed, I promise you, in terms of the fan base. We end up servicing, I think the first year, over 286,000 cups of tea that were sold.
Oh, wow.
A lot of fame recognition from celebrities, politicians, and so on. And then eventually began to, of course, hire staffing and got tea in more places at the end of the day. And so we just kind of been just going off the brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you started out with the sweet tea. What made you decide to go into the restaurant business?
Well, it was the whole pandemic.
Okay.
We started out with the restaurant idea was back in September of last year. And so, of course, we in the mid of the actual pandemic, and we had tea stands inside the malls, like River Oaks Mall, Gurney Mills Mall. So all the malls were closing down at that point. So I'm struggling to think, like, how are we going to do it? I know we had some teas in different stores and stuff like that. We sell it retail. But I'm like, the bulk of our business between me and my wife, we had businesses in the mall.
Okay.
In River Oaks Mall alone, we owned 4 locations inside the mall: a hair salon, a tea stand, a burger bar, and a kids fun zone center. And a cereal bar. So it's 5 locations.
Wow.
So for that to be the bulk of all our income, everything just shut down for the most part. So we were struggling, thinking. We knew how to cook. I had a culinary background. And so we just started playing with recipes and doing some different dishes. And so we thought that we'd sell some dinners. So we're going to sell some dinners and include the tea. And it just went over well. The first time we sold the dinners, I think we had sold about 75 dinners, made over $5,000. We was like, okay, we probably can do this for real. And so it was crazy that we actually launched that first restaurant in October of last year.
Okay. So you have a sit-down restaurant in Chatham.
Yes.
And you have other locations.
Yes, so we have the sit-down location, 33 East 83rd Street. That's off of 83rd and Wabash, formerly the Mathers location. And then we have the first one that we started, which was in Burnham, Illinois, 2208 East State Street in Burnham, which is strictly carry-out.
Okay.
It's a very small location, but say the same food. And then we have 2 new locations getting ready to open up. One in Beverly, 111th and Longwood, and then one in Wicker Park that we're really excited about, North Avenue and Damon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you choose those 2 neighborhoods, the Wicker Park and the Beverly?
Well, Beverly, we thought that it's in the middle in between both restaurants right now. And so we thought that would be a big plus for us to help control some of the volume. And so this is a larger location, formerly Doc's and Dat Donuts location. And so we feel like we can do a lot of catering out of that location, also carry out as well. And then it can feed our food trucks.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a different west side of the south side of Chicago, basically. And then for Wicker Park, we wanted to step outside of our norm and do something different. We think that we want to give some of them other folks to taste some of this Oooh Wee. And so this is a much larger facility. It's actually larger than all of the facilities, the Wicker Park location. So we're really excited about bringing that to a different nationality, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said a food trucks. I'm sorry,
Right.
plural.
Yes. So we have 3 of them.
Okay.
Currently, right now, we just don't have no employees.
Okay.
So I know that's
Right.
something that we're working on as well.
Okay. And that leads me to my next question. With expanding comes hiring staff. Can you talk about the employment opportunity that you have available?
Great. So yeah, we're looking for everything from bus boys, bus girls, floor managers, shift managers, shift leads, cooks, line cooks, security, parking lot attendants. I mean, just everything. Utility workers. We're looking for them all to really feed off on all of our locations. Just short staffed. The demand is high, and I think one of the reasons for that was probably because we're something different. It's a need for what we have in the community and lack thereof. But also, we know with all these different stimulus plans that the government is giving folks, and the unemployment is detouring a lot of them from going inside some workplaces, and then also understanding the whole pandemic as well. A lot of people are just afraid to be around some folks and go back into that and take it back home to their families. And so we do understand that. That's one of the reasons why we do take extreme measures to make sure that our place is fully sanitized. We have a body sanitizing system before you even walk into the door to sanitize your clothing, take your temperature as well before you walk into our door, because we're really interested in keeping our staff and our customers safe at the end of the day. But these opportunities are there, and they are living wages that we're paying folks. We got employees that's making $1,500, $2,000 a week at our location, so we definitely need them.
Okay. And so where can people go to apply for those opportunities?
Okay, well, you can always send in a resume to info, I-N-F-O, at oowweeitis.org. That's OOWEEITIS.org. Or if you don't have a resume, just stop by any one of our locations, fill out an application, and we'll make sure that we set up an interview for you.
Okay. What have you learned about opening restaurants in the midst of a pandemic?
It's the right thing to do.
Okay.
I'm serious. At some point, we have to fill the void. We really do. We got to step out on faith. We got to do some things. I tell people all the time, it don't take a lot of money. It don't take a perfect credit score. It don't take educational background like some folks think that it do to open up a business, whether it be a restaurant or any type of business. You just got to start somewhere. Okay. I'm afraid of the people who won't start. I tell people all the time is that don't be afraid to fail. Failure is the price tag to success. It's not until you have failed that you have truly succeeded. And so I think a lot of people just assume that it just takes a lot. It just takes you to get up and do something at the end of the day. It's a lot of programs out here, a lot of grants out here right now. The pandemic has hurt a lot, but it has helped a lot, I promise you. And I'm one of the folks that it has helped at the end of the day. I'm definitely saddened to the folks that have lost loved ones or going through different issues. But I promise you, this has brought out a lot of good things for a lot of people at the end of the day. And the food industry is one that is not going to go nowhere. And we've seen that it has withstood a pandemic. At the end of the day, everything has closed up, but folks still got to eat. And they still want to eat. And so I think it's a good business to go in for anybody that's interested.
And how has the new mask mandate affected your business?
Only thing that I can say is just, some people don't want to comply for whatever their reasons are. And I understand that. And we're very diligent with those folks that don't at the end of the day. But for us, it's really not a problem. I mean, we have a saying at our restaurant, we touch people without touching on them. And so it's all about communication and how you talk to people. And so we just let them know that, hey, this is not only for you, but it's for the other people around you. And once you sit down at the table, you're more than welcome to take it off. But once you get up and walk about throughout the restaurant, we just ask that you put it on. And of course, we supply them with masks upon entering the building if they don't have any. So we really haven't received any negative feedback for the most part at all.
Are there any other exciting things on the horizon for Oooh Wee?
Yes, it always is. That's why I keep a lot of young folks around me that go to some of these HBCU colleges because I'm telling you, these folks got a wealth of information and knowledge, and I believe that they are the ones that's going to take our business to the next level at the end of the day. But we are getting ready to start Oooh Wee After Dark.
Okay.
And so that's basically where we will have a restaurant within our restaurant that will open after our restaurant closes.
Okay.
And so basically we're going to bring the Mexican flavor to the restaurant.
Okay.
And so we're going to turn our restaurant into the best taco joint that you can have on the south side with some creative things. Like we're doing oxtail quesadillas and shrimp and jerk chicken tacos and burritos and dinners and everything. And we're going to have live music, but it's going to start the third Friday in September with a live band and everything.
I know I'm excited about
I'm
tacos.
like-
You said,
I'm not gonna bet you about
I
that.
was like,
Are they
oh.
on the table? Bring them.
What advice would you give other entrepreneurs?
Well, I would say share.
Okay.
I'm so serious when I say that. A lot of people don't like to share information. They try to hold on to it. I'm just a firm believer, being a preacher's kid, is that what God has for you, it is for you. And so a lot of times you ask somebody, where did you get that from that you got on? And, I'm not sure. I can't remember. You know exactly where you get that from. Share information, because I think it's important that we got other entrepreneurs that's going down the same road that you're going. There's no way that they should make the same mistakes. They need to make different mistakes. So if I can tell somebody that it's dark down that alley, don't go down that alley, go around the block, I think that'll just help folks. And we can all get to the top. It's lonely at the top, I promise you. So whenever I get there, I want to make sure some people up there I know. And if I can help somebody get there, whether they get there before me or not, I just think that makes sense. And so if we can just share information with one another and begin to pool our resources together and pool some money together, I believe that we can really take over our communities. We can take over this whole business aspect and just work together. It's enough out here for everybody.
Okay. And you said that the tea started with
Lemon honey.
lemon honey.
Yeah.
How many flavors are there and what are they?
Oh wow, we got 14 flavors.
Oh,
So I'm gonna
okay.
give you some of our top flavors, which is the Obama, which is probably the most sweetest. It's 4 flavors combined: peach, mango, cherry, and pineapple. Sugar-free, no caffeine. Everything is sweetened with our very own local raw honey and fresh fruit. Then we do a Beyonce flavor, that's peach and mango. We do our own version of the Honor Palmer, which is called the Tiger Woods. Lemonade and sweet tea mixed together. Then we do a strawberry lemon, a wild berry, caramel apple sweet tea. And so all these are just fan favorites because there's nothing on the market, and I can honestly say that with all sincerity. There's nothing on the market that tastes just like our tea. Nothing. A lot of these other products got all these different chemicals and all these different things in there. Ours is totally different, but the taste is not comparable at all.
Okay. And talk to me about soul with a twist. What makes it soul with a twist? Like, what's the twist?
The twist is because your norm on soul food, we find, I think it's a reason why there's not as many soul food restaurants as there used to be. And so I'm a fan of, grew up with Army and Lou's and Etna's and MacArthur's and Gladys's and all these different restaurants, Soul Queen. I grew up around those restaurants. So I would assume that these restaurants would still be around now today because we're still eating the same food. But I do understand that, yams can taste good over here. They taste okay over on this end. And so the twist part for us, we knew that we had to get the millennials into the building. It's easy to get the older folks, what I call them seasoned citizens, into the building because they're used to oxtails and pot roasts and different things. But we need to find a way to get the millennials in because this is when Big Mama was cooking this food. We decided to skip out and go get something else, whether it been a piece of puff or eat cereal and milk or something like that. And so the twist part for us is like a fried lobster tail, lamb chops, Hennessy wings, Patron wings, pot roast cupcakes, and then we throw in the string beans and white potatoes. And so now we got the young folks coming in. They get mad if we don't have pot roast or if we don't have the lamb chops or something like that and they ordering these yams and string beans and white potatoes and collard greens like crazy just because we put the twist on stuff. So we didn't want to give folks the norm that we think that they can get any and everywhere. And then we want to set ourselves apart from some of the other restaurants that might be out here, and just do something different that we think that's going to carry us into the years to come.
How did you come up with the name Oooh Wee?
Oh, great question. When I first started this business, working at Ford Motor Company as a paint sprayer on the Torrance plant, I had no name for the tea. I just knew that I didn't want to work at Ford much longer. I didn't want that to be my final resting place. Everybody was walking through there hurt, couldn't close their hand up in the fist, and nothing, had carpal tunnel. And I'm like, man, the pay is good, the benefits is good, but I got to get out of here. And so I would have a conference table like this that we would sit down and eat lunch at, and I would come and I had papers laid out. They thought I was a school teacher. They really assumed that I was grading papers. I was trying to map me a way out. And so I came up with this beverage because the vending machines always stayed empty because there were so many people that worked at the plant that they never could fill it up enough. So we would go like a day or so without anything in the actual vending machine. So I came up with my own drink. I had a little culinary background, and so I started out with the tea. But then when I had no name for it, people would either say two words. They would either say ooh wee or they'd say damn. So I went with ooh wee to be politically correct. Now I know if I was of another skin color, I probably could have got away with damn.
Or maybe in the parentheses at least, you know.
Wow.
Right. Exactly. They'll make something say the best damn song, period, and then get on the market. I'm going to have a problem. So yeah, I went with ooh wee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Where can people go to find out more about Oooh Wee?
Please visit our website. Our website has all the information from mission statements to all of our different locations on there. Our menu is on there. It's under oowweeitis.org.
Okay.
And all our social medias too. We have that on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, Facebook. We have all that on there too.
Okay, great. Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, I definitely, if anybody who is under the sound of my voice, definitely I would suggest that you continue to support the Citizen newspaper. This newspaper has been around for many years, and it really holds fond to my heart. I kid you not, I have a story. My mom and our family used to own our own newspaper as well, called the Spiritual Perspective newspaper. And so it was a free publication, and I remember being a delivery boy, and I would drop off these papers, and it's crazy. Like I would see y'all's on one side, I see Rolling Out right here, I see Indigo over here, and I just make room for Oz in between at the end of the day. But my mom and Mr. Garth was really good friends as well. He helped her out on so many different occasions with just information. Was always pleasant, always nice. But this newspaper, I understand just from reading it down through the years that it is a value paper that's needed in the community. And so my hat goes off to you all for just being able to withstand the time.
Thank you.
Because a lot of them have fell off throughout, and you all have stayed the course. And so I appreciate that at the end of the day.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks.
You're more than welcome.
Remember to make plans to join us again next week for Conversations with the Citizen, the place where real news can be heard.